We're back. Hello, hello. Just loading up Elden Ring. And let's continue our goofy playthrough. Because once again, this is what I would be doing anyway if I were just chilling out after a Minecraft stream. Feel like I just watched your stream, I know, right? And you got the pickaxe? Nice. Good work. So, where we left off on our previous stream, we had just gotten to Rennala and gotten absolutely stomped because I'm a magic user. And my runes are stuck in there. I don't know if we're really going to do that well against Rennala. I'm going to give it one more try just to warm up. Because it's always nice to get your butt kicked as a warm-up. And then I'm going to go and see what else I can do. Maybe to upgrade the knife or just go and do some other bosses. Earn some runes elsewhere, come back slightly higher level, something like that. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Long time no see, I know, right? Has been a while. So if you're not familiar with what I'm doing here, this is the Elden Ring A-Z. This is a ridiculous challenge that I've set myself for the long term of playing this game. Mainly because DLC hype has gripped me, as it has several other folks, but I would love to get more out of this game, and every time I start a fresh playthrough, I find myself doing the same old stuff. I pick the same weapons, I do the same quest lines, I pick the same ending, and I was trying to find a way to break that habit, and so what I'd settled on was the idea of doing a playthrough with every weapon in the game, which is a bit ridiculous, but I'm doing them in alphabetical order. So we're starting with the Academy Glintstone Staff, and we can pick some other equipment as we go. It's not just going to be like a solo run with only this as equipment, because naturally there's going to be some stuff that accompanies that, but the staff is the star of the show. I'm currently using the crystal knife as a melee weapon. We might end up doing something different later, but the staff is staying equipped permanently. That's the idea. So we got as far as Rennala. Rennala has an 80% damage reduction to magic damage. So, unfortunately, we are going to have to use the crystal knife a fair bit. I will try and cast some spells where it is possible to do so. This thing scales on an S with intelligence, and I have some reasonably powerful glintstone sorceries at this stage. I haven't equipped Comet yet, because it requires a little bit more int than I currently have. Rock Blaster is a solid one as well. But, yeah, she's so tanky when it comes to magic damage that I can't really do much except just physically attack her. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my runes, which are just squarely in the center of the room right now. I'm going to avoid all of the book throwers, and we're just going to do this boss fight. Oh god, the chandelier's coming down. Don't want to be there when it does. There we go, that's 2. And the other one is over here. Oh, yikes. Yeah, right. Okay. So now we just have to slash her a whole bunch. But as I said in the previous stream, my main character, my current favorite character build, can one-cycle this boss. So it is really not great that it's going to take me multiple hits, multiple rounds of taking out the little cronies down here and bringing her down from the ceiling before I can actually get to phase 2, and then phase 2 is going to be brutal. Don't like the fact that all this garbage is floating around me as well. Oh, yikes. Yeah, and I don't have that many health flasks either, so this is bad. If anything, I should probably stick to health flasks for this fight instead of mana flasks because of how little I'm using my spells. Get out of the way. Good. Okay, cool. Didn't take damage that time around. This time I actually get to kill all of the little ones. There we go. And there's a new one over here. Nice. Okay, that's 3 again. This should be the last phase, damage-wise. And let it get up. Yes, okay, good. Alright, and now this. Like Radio, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. If you're still around, thank you for sticking around. Alright. And now this. Yeah, Rennala is a monster if you only use magic in your builds. A lot of these attacks are fairly difficult to dodge. Like, I was trying just running to try and avoid some of those, but with whatever the Reign of Stars one is, it's really difficult. Oh, my camera's frozen? Oh, yikes. Okay, I can try and fix that. Alternatively, we could just disable the camera since it's over a good portion of the game here anyway. Give me a sec. How do I get into... this folder? Here we go. Let's try this again. Oh, looks like it is just dead. Which shouldn't be the camera's fault. I'm fairly certain it's the capture card. It's had issues like this recently that I'm kind of glad aren't happening constantly. But when they are like this, it's annoying. Okay, we're back for now. If it freezes again, I will just get rid of it. But we're not getting a ton of, like, cheers and new subs and stuff on these streams anyway, so hopefully hiding all the overlays and stuff won't be a big deal. Right, so now we know Rennala's a dud. Is this the backup? No, this is the return computer. It has nothing to do with the PC. It's all to do with the capture card, I think. The capture card is just showing its age a little bit. Right. Where should we go? What should we do? I'm trying to think of other places we can go around here. I might get some more spell slots just from going to, like, the towers and stuff. I know there's a couple that we can do out this way. We could also... I tell you what we could do. Here would be a fun thing to do. We could go and get Rani's questline started. And then we have a reason to visit Siofra River besides just going there. And then I can get some Celestial Dew while I'm there. And that will allow us to revive Topes, who we mercilessly killed at the beginning of this playthrough in order to get the Academy Glintstone Staff. Been playing Elden Ring recently. I just beat the Godskin Apostle in the tower in Caelid. Super difficult. Yeah, yeah. The one that's hiding the... Or it's guarding the... What is it? Godslayer sword? Something like that? Yeah. Okay, looks like the camera is sort of behaving itself, so hopefully we'll not see too much problems with it. Godslayer's greatsword. Yeah, another sword that I would love to try out, have never used. Much like most of the weapons in this game, actually. So I think I'm gonna have a fun time just messing around trying new weapons. Like, I'd never thought to use this crystal knife. I've not really messed with daggers much at all, aside from Reduvia. So it's kind of fun to try out some new stuff. I don't know how many runes I had on me when I died to Rennala, but I have now lost them all, I suppose. Your first Souls game and your first playthrough, pretty happy with your run so far? Yeah, I mean, I took 140 hours to beat this game my first playthrough, and this is not a genre I'd really dipped into either. Like, I'd never played a Dark Souls or anything before this, so I am likewise pretty happy with this as my first Souls experience. May as well pick up the rune arcs as we go. Don't have a huge amount to get from around here. I think there's a flail or something in this carriage, but it's not a weapon that I expect I will use. We're going to go to 4 belfries later. But we have the Grace down there, so at least we can return to that spot pretty easily. The place I'm interested in going is Caria Manor. You've otherwise avoided all Elden Ring spoilers, so you're actually going in blind? Nice! I mean, if you've got as far as the Divine Tower in Caelid, you're probably not seeing much here that you haven't already seen. But yeah, Elden Ring was a huge success for them as well, so I'm excited for the DLC and hoping that we'll see, if not like more from Elden Ring, then at least more Souls games that have this same kind of open world and like meticulously crafted approach. It's honestly encouraged me to check out some of the other games, but from what I understand, the games like Dark Souls are a lot more brutal than this, because like there's no kind of checkpoint system. If you run into bosses and stuff, you just have to slog your way all the way back through them. That's where the get good reputation comes from. I played a little bit of Sekiro since this, and I didn't quite gel with Sekiro, but from what I understand, that is like parrying the game, so can tell why it didn't really gel with me, because I'm not parrying the player. We've met E.G.
Well, look at you. I presume you are tarnished? Oh, I am an old Koto here, perhaps.
Going to be skipping through a lot of the dialogue, because
if you come too close, I am
otherwise we'll be here all day.
Brave time. This territory when the rain after Carian, I can that is why unless you live quite a rare perhaps at any rate. I've some.
Alright, and we would buy the Carian Filigreed crest if I had any runes, but I don't. So instead we'll continue on to the manor. Attempt to do a random weapon run of Elden Ring. Focus on a weapon that was randomly selected before starting that save. That's another fun way of playing around with some stuff that you haven't seen before, for sure. I always tilt my camera up for this bit, because you can kind of see where the rain of arrows is summoning in before you get there. But it's usually pretty good if you stay off the road. Okay, now here's the other problem. I don't really have anything that's good with fire, and fire is one of the most effective ways of dealing with these finger creepers, so I think we're going to sneak around as many of them as I can. And I know a couple of decent routes through here, but they're such a pain to deal with if you don't have effective strats. And my most effective strat is usually have some kind of fire incantation or some sort of fire-infused weapon. And that helps dealing with the bigger ones especially. In this case, though, we're just going to run around them. And I think we're out of the woods once we reach this Grace. Hands got me a few times, but I had Bleed and Fire going in, so I was prepared. Yeah, like my current like main character has Spiked Cestus and Bloodflame Blade, so I'm pretty well prepared for areas like this. But they're still a pain in the butt because I'm melee only. Whereas this is quite the opposite. I don't mind this dagger. I get the sense that spells aren't going to be all that great against these guys, but I'm actually wrong about that. Of course, swords are quite good against me, so, you know. We'll do some proper exploring here later. I'm just going to make a beeline for the next grace. Yeah, that spell absolutely slaps. I'm a big fan. For taking out the average dude at close range, that is such a choice spell. What spell's this? Rock Blaster, which is the advanced version of... I forget what the original one is. I think it's Shatter Earth. But it's the Stone Diggers spells. Did you miss the Rennala Rani fight? I bailed, because it's too difficult when you're a casting main. Right now I'm level 52. I can get through the first phase, no problem. Second phase absolutely stomps me because none of my spells are any good as a retort. And it's kind of brutal if you can't deal damage quickly. So I could just grind that boss, but I would much rather go somewhere else and do something different. Hence why I'm now here, dealing with the wolves. We're going to go around these guys, I think. Much as having the Troll's Sword is going to be a fun one. I don't see this becoming a colossal weapon playthrough, but for a strength int build, it might be quite fun. However, I am pretty convinced that this is going to be a pure intelligence character build. Which is going to be good for most areas of this game aside from where we currently are. Twitch didn't update sound after tabbing out, so I missed the first part. Yeah, no worries. Nope, nope, nope. Can't believe that this guy has that much poise. Well, at least I don't have to worry about my runes being stuck in Raya Lucaria anymore. This time I avoid the wolves. Stagger? What stagger? I mean, not even that. It's like... they barely react to... having a dagger just shoved in their face repeatedly. And they can still stab you through that. It's a little rough, I think, personally. Anyway, let's try a different strategy. There we go. I forgot I'm a wizard. That was my problem. Let's see how we get on with Loretta. I have a feeling Loretta might be a problem in the same way that Rennala is, but we'll give it a go. She's also quite maneuverable being on the horse, so that could be a concern, but of course I have a lot of ranged spells too. Just got to avoid the Carian retaliation. Yeah, I can shoot glintstones too. What about it? Oh yeah. Carian sorcery's a garbage, dude. Academy for life. You're a hack. You're a talentless hack. Recognize me. Oh, I've been recognized. Been heavily recognized. Oh, glad that those didn't hit. That's a lot of swords. Why you got so many swords? Oh, I hate that. Just made it. Just made it. Okay, I did have one heal left. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, we still got it. I was worried after Rennala. I'm like, I'm exposed as a talentless hack. No, we got it. We still got it. Heck yeah. Alright, what do I have golden rune-wise that I can crush? Yeah, we can probably crush 4 of these. And we are just over the line. Perfect. Yeah, washed up, right? So I'm going to up my intelligence, because I want my sorceries to scale a little bit more. We're probably going to need vigor for the Rennala fight long term, but I'm kind of happy with continuing to up my intelligence. 3 sisters. Been too long. And now we get to show up at Rani's back door. Although, that said, now that we've got that grace, I haven't been back to Round Table Hold and really talked to Roger at all. And I feel like that feels sort of essential to this.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing. So,
I've defeated Godric.
you defeat.
It says something about the corpse under Stormveil, but I've not done that bit.
No need to be polite.
Also, Roger's rapier is something that scales with intelligence, right? No, it's not. Like, it has glint-bait phalanx, but it's still doing standard damage, which is weird. Can you change that? Can you give it a magic infusion? I have the wet blade for that now. It also needs 17 dex, which I don't have, so not that interested. But
still,
yeah, I mean, I assume because I have the Black Knight Assassin curse mark, that's why it skipped the section where you go and meet, like, the Prince of Death and stuff.
the misshapen core, that is a sacred. It happened to someone's, and on a bit that was the, and it became. I once wish the world has you'd better understand. I urge thee. This, I can scarcely believe you managed.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we've triggered that dialogue option simply because I already went and beat the assassin so that I could get hold of the cerulean dagger talisman. Like, I wasn't even after the curse mark at all. What's up, Lucky Chimera? You're doing well here.
My examination is complete.
So we have the knife print back.
I have a fair lunar prince demigod, and hers were truly. You have, but if Rani true, then she should. I would like you to. And then, I have. There's a manor. It is the familiar. There's been.
There's a manor. I'm very familiar with it now. So.
D is an old friend. We found ourselves.
D is an old friend is such a good phrase.
I'm afraid there's. Do you know of the very notion? By D's account, truth be told, you may find this, but I discovered these souls. Yes, if D knew what he would surely, or perhaps, but no need to. I can tell a good.
Right.
The battle they were conceived in the past. Fascinating that the Golden Order was with the Order such adaptability.
Yes, yes. Okay, good, good, good. Also, we haven't jumped off the balcony here. Like, I don't think we fought Alberich. A lot of other people have, judging by this. But I've only got 300 runes, so we could do that. This fella. This fella. Gonna do the ungentlemanly thing and absolutely ambush the guy. Oh, he knows my spells. This man knows my spells. But I know his. Oh, I see how it is. Using that heal early, bud. Get dunked on, bud. Oh, youch. Forgot he has frostbite on the scythe as well. That's rough. Dang it. Oh, got him, got him. Right on the edge. Not too shabby. Into the kill. Yeah, nice. Not a bad fight. Not a terrible fight. We'll go in here and get Cypher Patter as well, even though I'm not at all interested in using it. It's a fun one to have. Just in case we want to do some holy damage. But it's apparently really bad. We're going to have to do a playthrough with that eventually. Like, I don't mind it as a fist weapon, because I like the fist weapons in this game, but man, that one has a poor reputation, let's say. Weird that Lanedale is just out there somewhere. Should have known that better than challenging the Master of Surviving. I mean, I'm not the Master of Surviving in this game. Like, if experience has taught me anything, it's that I'm definitely not the Master of Surviving this game. Really disappointed when you learned Godric's Great Axe isn't that good. It'll be good in the right hands, I think. Yeah, the fact that it's not a great axe.
You, is it? I didn't notice you there. I'll be doing my job, so just lay out your arms.
We'll do the dialogue here as well.
Well.
And I still need... four smithing stone 3s. Right, okay, yeah. I was just having trouble interpreting the numbers there for a bit.
Would you like me to hold now?
Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure she says something about the whole Roger thing, and this is how we get D's armor. D's armor. I'm going to take a sip of water while I get a hug.
You are so...
There we go.
My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince?
Also, the fact that I'm wearing the
the
glintstone crown that has two faces makes this angle very funny.
The demigods were slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins, along with the impressions these grand effect dear. In truth about the black, but it wouldn't be perhaps.
Okay, so she's giving me the map to the place I've already been. But at least we got that part done. That is honestly, like, I did not know what Fia's whole deal was. I didn't know to, like, get a second hug after the first one, and so I missed out on basically any opportunity to interact with her on my first playthrough. And, yeah, kind of hilarious. How much are you able to talk about in terms of spoilers? I mean, at the discretion of other people in chat, but I know more or less all there is to know about this game within reason. I know all I want to know about this game, put it that way. So, yeah, don't worry too much. You hugged her anytime you visited the table and just constantly walked around with a health debuff. But yeah, I think anybody who's here in chat has heard me talk spoilers before and has not really objected. So, chat, consider this your opportunity to let people know if you don't want spoilers for Elden Ring. In the meantime, we're going to go and see Ranni. Pausing only to grab this. Just in case we need Chilling Mist at any point. I'm also not going to bother fighting Adula right now. Because she just flies away anyway. I am going to do this. Just so we can get to that later. I said I'm not going to bother fighting you, okay? Gonna run into the tower. What up, wolves? When Dee and Roger died in the round table, I straight up cried. Yeah, I mean, I saw Roger's death the first time around. I didn't know that happens to Dee at all. He was still there at the end of the game for me, I think. I was watching somebody else do a playthrough of this, like their first playthrough, just like on YouTube. And they killed Dee the first time they met him because they really liked his armor. And chat just basically said, hey, kill him if you want his armor. And so they were like, okay. And they just killed him. I was like, dude. I mean, it's not the biggest quest line in the game. You don't miss out on too much, and you get his armor eventually anyway, but like story-wise, yeah, that's really funny. Hey there.
The tarnished here. Thou must have some business in mind to come all this way. Though I have no memory of inking thee an invitation.
It's also super funny because we didn't meet Rennala on the wall at Church of LA because I went and killed Topes immediately.
I see. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Indeed, I am the witch Ranni. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to
now you know for future playthroughs. Yeah, I mean, if you don't follow any of Fia's questline, then you cut yourself off from like Fia's ending, the Lich Dragon Fortisax fight, like all of that stuff. But you also, you know, you don't kill a couple of characters. I mean, I think Roger dies regardless, but.
And why should I reveal that to thee? I performed the act, not to bury the past, nor in shame of the deed, but all the same, thy begging compels me not a jot. The curse mark thou seekest is not here now. Be gone.
Alright, so now we have to go back to the round table, talk to Roger. He suggests becoming Ranni's vassal. We do that. And then we can continue.
Always good to see you safe. Son, I see. When Ranni shed her flesh, she shed the curse mark too, you know. But if she... And perhaps it... Forgive the blunt. How would you like to become one of Ranni's vassals?
Having options in games like this, not just in terms of gameplay. Yeah. And it's the kind of stuff that... I think it's presented to the player in such an ambiguous way. Like, it's not really signposting quests and stuff. So, whichever way you play through the game the first time around, you don't really have the notion of, oh, I screwed this up. Unless you actively kill an NPC or something like that and, you know, you don't know what you've been what you've been cut off from unless you get told later somehow or whatever. And so yeah, it's very artfully constructed in that sense. I love that about this game. I was also watching another streamer, I forget who it was, but they put on elevator music anytime they had to take an elevator, and it was very funny.
The curse mark now. Oh, is that so? Thou wouldst render me aid. Is that thy proposal?
Yes.
Affording thyself opportunity to grope about for the curse mark's location, no doubt. Very well. There's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. What's more, I am curious enough to see what thy destiny portends. I'll allow it, and good hunting to thee. Good. There is, in my service, a half-wolven warrior by the name of Blythe.
Oh, I've met him.
I would have thee join him in... I have called for Blythe to greet thee below. Ah, and there will...
Alright, Pineapples, have a good one. Enjoy bowling. I haven't been bowling in ages. Bowling sounds awesome.
Heed not their peculiarities. I'm sure the others will be doing just the same.
Alright, cool. Let's go talk to Blythe, e.g. Celavis. Oh, freaking Celavis. I mean, he's got some cool sorceries. I don't know if I'm going to use any of them. Enjoy Elden things? I will. I so frequently do. How are we doing, big man?
Oh, again, I am the Carian royal. I'm told that I will. My apology, do forgive me. Let us give all together.
Her voice sounds like the same as the voice actress as Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate. I've not played Baldur's Gate, so I wouldn't be able to confirm or deny, but I'm sure someone can look it up.
Long time friend, Blythe.
Hey, what's up, Kuro?
Service of Mistress Rani. Well, I'm still in Limgrave, the eternal city of Nock. I'm planning to go below, see if I can't find the road to Nockron from there. I'm going below, see if I can't find. Don't keep
cool.
me
So
waiting.
he's going to Siofra River.
I see. Yes, I am. I don't know what it is, but since we have I ask that you... I resemble pain, should you, if it were up to me, but who am...
It's funny how when Celavis first greets you, he doesn't sound as Welsh as everybody else does in Liurnia, and as you start to gain his confidence, he actually, like, sounds a bit more Welsh as you go. Which is interesting. I wonder if it's genuinely him, like, letting down his guard, or if it's just the fact that the voice actor decided to go with more of a sneering voice for, like, the more contemptuous lines. I love all the voice performances in this game, though.
I shall soon, and it will be some time if this doll's still. I look...
Alright, cool. Rani is like, I will be slumbering. And Rogera's like, yeah, me too. Rani is voiced by Amy Fionn Edwards. She is not credited with any Baldur's Gate 3 roles. Oh, fair enough. I think it's really funny that whatever order you do this in, fighting Rennala, even though Rani effectively steps in for the second half of the fight and is like, hey, don't beat up my mum, never, like, affects your standing with Rani in any way. But I think that's also because you don't really kill Rennala. You just sort of fight Rani as her. You defeat the sort of spiritual super sorcery version of Rennala, and then Rennala just goes back to being kind of sad holding an egg. But we wouldn't know in this playthrough because we can't beat her. At least not yet.
Well, did you not realize? Perhaps I'd like you to find a woman called Nefeli. Even you can do that. Good. Now I shall hand...
Celavis's potion. Here is another interesting one, because
Find Nefeli. I expect
I don't want to lock myself out of getting the ancient dragon smithing stone that Nefeli gives you. But I've never given Nefeli the potion. Like, Celavis is obviously bad vibes, so, like, I don't think most people do it, and there are many other options for what you do with the potion. But one of these days, one of these playthroughs, again, if this ridiculous notion of mine continues, shout out to Wolfhead, we will probably end up giving the potion to Nefeli. A hideous thought.
I know the only thing I will. Are we? And I have enough.
Okay, he's not teaching you sorcery yet, huh? I guess he does that once you give the potion to, like, someone. So now we go to Siofra River, I guess. Trying to think of what else we could do, but I think Siofra River is a good call. We're decently, like, I'd say we're pretty powerful going into Siofra River. He's done Dung Eater and Nefeli, who was the last one it could be on. I don't think you can give it to anybody else. You hand it over to Gideon, and Gideon's like, oh, I'll dispose of it. Just more to thwart Celavis's plans, but he's like, just tell Celavis you did it, and it didn't work for whatever reason. And it's more just like giving information to Gideon. See you later, Mick Archer. Have a good one. Mike Archer? Mick Archer? Not sure. But either way, thank you for stopping in. Hope you have a pleasant day. Aha! I like this one. This is a good Ash of War to have. Again, not going to use it on this character most likely, but the ground pound. This is the other thing I didn't get while I was over here at the Mistwood. I didn't get the crystal tears from that. But fortunately that is right next to the Mistwood Well. The no victim path, yes. Oh, I guess I have already been down here, haven't I? I just didn't flip the map so you can see the grace. Well, I've done weird stuff with the elevator now, but I'm pretty sure you only really take that trip once, so not the biggest of deals. Right, let's see how easily we can take on the Claymen. They're mostly slow enough that you can just run past them, but I do want to get things from here. Especially if it involves any more Smithing Stones 3. Because I have Smithing Stone 4 aplenty, although I will need more, I suppose. But if there are level 3 Smithing Stones around here, then that's going to mean I can upgrade the Crystal Knife. I can also get the Claymen, like, Oracle sorceries from a lot of these. But I don't think I want to. At least I don't want to use them on this character. Because, again, that's locking me out of options for future playthroughs. Or it's making those future playthroughs a little bit less unique. Ruby, thank you so much for the 26 months. Elden Ring indeed. Enjoying this game so much lately. There's another body down there that I should probably investigate in a second, but mostly I just want to get up here so I can take out these guys first. No bubbles from you. No bubbles from you. You can backstab them pretty effectively. I think that works. Can hop down here. Nice. And 3 silver pickled foul feet. Okay, so once again, Rock Blaster seems like a pretty effective spell. If we want to just walk into one of these guys. Possibly even for groups, it could be quite useful. They're also very easy to backstab. So if anything, maybe I should equip the cerulean dagger so that I can get in here, do one of these, get some FP back. The main problem with these guys is when you get a whole group of them around you. And the fact that the spears stick in you half the time. What's the end goal of beating the game? Approach the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. It's pretty abstract. Basically, you go through the game, you beat a bunch of bosses, and once you beat the boss at the end of the game, you win. The earliest objective is beat 2 of the major story bosses to acquire the runes required to enter the capital city. Once you're in the capital city, you learn some stuff that requires you to go elsewhere, and once you've been elsewhere, you come back and you fight a couple more bosses to win the game. That's basically what happens. There's a lot more to it than that, but it's a combat game. Combat, exploration, goofy bit of magic here and there. Okay, so that doesn't really stun them a whole lot unless you're walking into them like this. And even then that's risky because they're still just going to stab you. Makes sense. Excuse me. I need my FP back. Wait for the bubbles to pop. The other thing that's useful about crits is that they give you iframes. So if these guys are attacking all around me, I just stab one of them and I can kind of get away with it. And Glintstone Arc is the other option for large groups, right? We should also get some Glove Wart if we want upgraded summons. I haven't been messing with summons all that much, but I think they're going to be potentially useful for later situations. We'll quickly do the rounds here, although a bunch of them are going to pop up in a second, so let's run in here and get the soap. Wash behind your ears while you're there. I see the DLC trailer? I did, yes. I'm very much excited for them having more martial arts skills. And there's one that seems like a kind of triple kick kind of thing. My main character is kind of a monk-style playthrough. Spiked Cestus build. Basically just punch everything, very melee-focused. But I'm looking forward to seeing what else they add. Oh, can't use a horse indoors, you fool. There we go. Everybody prepare for crab. There you go, that's how you crack a crab shell. A little disturbing that it laid eggs in that guy. Just excited for Mikola. Yeah, I'm still not convinced that Mikola is going to be friendly. There's a lot of people being like, finally we get to do like a road trip with Mikola and he's going to be like the main character or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, I get that they don't really do too much to make characters mad at you for killing other characters in the same way that, like, the whole Rennala thing I was talking about earlier, but I can't imagine Mikola being all that happy that you killed Malenia. Assuming you have killed Malenia, but even then, like, I just don't think Mikola is good news. And I think people are expecting Mikola to be good news. Like, I get that the whole thing is, like, Mikola the Kind and the bewitching branches and stuff, but it just all seems like brainwashing to me. Gotta aim for the legs around here. I think this is pretty comfortable, like, damage output-wise. I'm not really going to be challenged by much down here, so I feel okay about that. There's some stuff I always come and get, even if I don't plan on using it, too. I guess we'll probably fight Ancestor Spirit. And I suppose we could fight Dragonkin Soldier just to get access to the, to the Marika Scar Seal. We could do that. Yeah, my expectations for the DLC are that you're going to meet a bunch of NPCs who are incredibly brainwashed as far as, like, followers of Mikola goes. And you might be taken in by them a little bit, but I do think it's not going to work out well. They're obviously building up Messmer or whoever as, like, one of the key bosses, but also I don't know if it's going to turn out that way.
Ah. Good to see you. Apologies, mate. But I don't have much to report. I can see bloody Nokron right above me. But I'm absolutely stumped.
It's not Nokron, mate.
All the gateways to no avail. Perhaps it's time to ask Celibus. And recall that spiteful little rat acting like he knew something. Let's give him a squeeze. I jest. Besides, leave this place to me. If either of us learns anything, we tell the other.
Cool. Let's go over here just to get the stone sword key. Yeah, Blythe is the best. And it is incredibly tragic what happens to him. But, I don't know how much else I really want down here other than just, like, do the boss fights for the sake of having boss fights. Which is fine. Like, I'm not going to complain. I don't see myself needing to fight the Great Jars champions either. Oh, don't like that at all. So I'm probably not going to activate the well over there, like the other exit, because, like, I sort of don't want to worry about it. Yeah, every so often I land on, like, a pixel of terrain, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I Somehow survived that. I'm glad the game decided I should live for that encounter in particular. That's Brazier number 2. I think that's actually number 3. I think number 2's back over here. The well was how you accidentally found Caelid. Nice. What an introduction to Caelid, though. You're like, oh, cool, an exit. Where's this going to take me? Back to somewhere pretty like Limgrave? Nah. Literal hell. Scarlet Rot and a giant bear. Oh, the boar got out of there. The boar knew what was up. Hi, friend. I think there's one more who, like, appears up here as well. Yeah, there you go. Really rather not be killed by this guy, though. It's not tactically sound, but I freaking love that spell. Half the time it gets me hit because I'm still winding up to use it and they hit me a bunch, but it gives you a little bit of, like, hyper armor, like it can't be interrupted. I think that's the term for it, unless hyper armor means you have iframes as well. I forget how that works, like the terminology. But, yeah, like it gives you enough... Ah, no, dang it. The roll catch. Is it possible to scale the hills from Caelid entrance near the first ruin straight to the isolated merchant who gives the beast torch? Like from here, you mean? From, like, Rotview Balcony? Because the merchant is, like, up here in Dragon Barrow, and yes, you can get to him. You can travel to him from anywhere in Caelid. The only way you can't get to and from Caelid is if you go up the well at the end of this, because that kind of traps you in that ravine. But aside from that, yeah, you can go anywhere from anywhere in Caelid. Oh, another gold pickled alpha. Nice. Good, good. Enjoying that. I swear all the animals are only here so that you get multiple things to target besides the enemies. But fortunately, it's pretty good at targeting the enemies for you. Shield grease. Ah, my favorite grease. Bit scared of the bridge dragons? No, you can avoid the dragons entirely. The dragon on Farum Great Bridge is easy to run past, but if you're scared of that, then yeah, you can go from Rotview Balcony to the merchant. One of the subtle game design things that I feel like not enough people really catch on to is the fact that if you follow these flames, they actually, like, lead you around the area. Anywhere you see fire leads you to the next brazier you have to light. Iframes! The Crab Cracker. Oh, wrong potion. Wrong potion. Give me a moment. Haha, that one had invulnerability baked into it. I'm still not good. I'm still not good. The casting time on this spell is too long if I don't have the Radagon icon. Ah! Double KO. Crab got me, I got crab. And this guy was like, what happened? Like I said, I don't think anything here is really going to challenge me that much. Except the crabs. Except when I get cocky and try and kill the crabs the same way. I told you that spell was not tactically sound, and it's certainly living up to that assessment. Just going to avoid all of the... Okay. Just going to avoid all of the lightning elementals or whatever they are and try and get back to my runes. Time for multi-crab. You? No. No. Away. Thank you. Time for revenge. Okay, cool. That's 6. Last 2 up here. Oh, my eyes. My eyes are so itchy. No mercy for dragonflies. They're a pain in the butt. It's so funny when you start out a new character and you have such low health and the dragonflies are actually a concern. Like, sometimes you're left with just like a hair of health and the dragonfly comes to finish you off. They are part dragon, so I mean it makes sense, but please. Yeah, I think this is the time we establish the canon that RNG Stone is allergic to crabs. He will fight them, otherwise he breaks out in hives. I can't help it. I like the spell, okay? Big fan of the spell. I like the ones that you can hold the button down and they just, like, do more stuff. Kit, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate the Prime. Hope you're enjoying the stream. That's square off. Yeah, that's the one. Backstabbing King? Trying to be. That's what this crown is for. The backstab crown. And now let's get the rats. Which are still a one-shot even when they've noticed me. That's reassuring. Also, yeah, I briefly mentioned this earlier, but Blythe is talking about, oh, I can see Nocron up there, and he's facing this way, so to be fair, he could be looking at this. But where he's standing, everyone always assumes he's talking about the Mogwin Dynasty Mausoleum, which is up there. Do I PvP in Elden Ring? No. No, I don't know a great deal about the PvP, like, meta or whatever, and Anytime I've tried to invade somebody, it's always just been for story reasons. Like if I'm doing Vare's quest and I don't want to go all the way to Altus. But yeah, I've never PvP'd, I've never done like Colosseum stuff. Just not really my scene. I don't consider myself very good at this game. There are some folks in the chat who do, though. I'm pretty sure Blackclad has said that they do some PvP stuff. Just not really my jam. Seeing the view from Mogwin is pretty mind-bending. I know. The New York rat, the big one, yeah. Power gathers somewhere in Horned Remains. In the meantime, I'm going to go over here, get a golden seed, and try not to be shot by anything. I'm going to get off the horse for this part, because this part feels like I could very easily come off the edge. But then I have to get back on the horse on the slope, because I don't think you can make this jump on your own. Definitely rodents of unusual size, very unusual size. Knowing your enthusiasm for this game, I'm surprised you don't see yourself as good at it. I mean, it's like in Minecraft, right? Like, I can play Minecraft all day and I have a decent amount of survival knowledge, but I'm not a PvP guy because it's a different skill set. A lot of PvP is understanding what somebody else is going to do and how another player behaves and adapting to that and, like, different strategies for disrupting that in your opponent. And I don't know any of that for this game, much less for Minecraft. Besides, my main character in Elden Ring is an unarmored spiked cestus wielder, so, like, it's not the worst character in the world for PvP, but in PvE I'd get absolutely smoked. Get me at ranged, I'm a goner. Okay, I can't help it. I'm coming over here to try and get some stuff. Oh. Shot me off the cliff, didn't he? No! Shot me off a different cliff, didn't he? Could make a Wiggle Wednesday with Ollie Martin and Jimmy on MCC Island and test my PvP. Honestly, it's more likely that we do a Wiggle Wednesday with Martin, Ollie, and Jimmy, and we play 4-player seamless co-op Elden Ring. Because I know Ollie has suggested it to Jimmy on Twitter, and he wasn't joking, and he and I have already played seamless co-op a little bit before, just casually. So, yeah, I'm hoping that that will happen at some stage. Back to my runes, kill the rats first. The ancestral followers haven't seen me yet. Let's see if this rat dropped a rune arc. Nope, golden rune 1. Fair enough. Sometimes the rats drop rune arcs. It's very nice of them when they do. That's what you get. Next. Shoot at me, will you? Aaron G. Stone, the sorcerer assassin, has struck again. I shall take your thin beast bones. Yeah, we'll probably do Elden Ring at some stage. I think Ollie is somewhat serious about it, and he's played a bit of this game before. Never used rune arcs, so they're like Dark Souls 3 embers. I don't know what embers do, so you're asking the wrong person. What rune arcs do is they activate the great runes, which are the things you equip from having beaten any of the Shardbearer bosses. Like, Godric is usually the first one, but then Rennala doesn't qualify because her rune is still... is the thing that allows for, like, reincarnation. But then Radahn, Moog, Melania, who else has one? There's a couple of people. I think Godwyn has one, or Godfrey, whichever one the Elden Lord is. There's too many similar names in this game. Embers restore your Ember status, open the world up to multiplayer, increase stats, etc. Oh, yeah. Rune arcs don't do anything to do with multiplayer. But certain runes do increase your stats depending on which rune you select. But yeah, it basically activates the buffs you get from beating certain bosses, like the story bosses. Oh, there's the ladder. I was like, where's the ladder? Oh, Rykard. Yeah. Why do I forget Rykard? He's like one of the most memorable bosses in the game. Together, we shall devour the very gods. Hi. Pebble. Now die. I'd love to get a sliver of meat. See you later, Yoda Babito. Have a good one. Don't work too hard. Whoop. That could have gone worse. That could have gone a lot worse. I always forget you can ride your horse in this bit as well. Right, merchants.
Ooh, a customer.
Hello. Oh, he doesn't sell, what I was thinking he sold, like Celestial Dew.
Goodbye till next.
Can you get Celestial Dew from down here? Is it in a spot I'm forgetting? Or do I have to pick that up later? I had a feeling this guy sold Celestial Dew, but I don't know where I'm getting that from. Oh, the flower has noticed me. Yeah, the best way to get a decent Rykard impression is just to have a bad cold and then go, ah! That's basically it. He sounds like he's got a lot of phlegm built up. And he's interested in devouring the very gods. Came for Minecraft, but now feeling you're missing out on this game. This game freaking rules, dude. Like, this game absolutely slaps. It's incredible. My first playthrough was 140 hours. I will warn you, it's a long game. And if you've never played a Dark Souls, you're in for some pretty tricky gameplay to at least get used to. But once you know the ropes a little bit, it's such a cool game. I learned about it initially from listening to the Besties podcast, and that was kind of what convinced me to give it a go. And their advice for beginners was basically, when you're talking to NPCs, make sure you talk to them until they start repeating themselves so that you know that you've seen all of their dialogue, because sometimes you'll talk to them, they'll say like 3 different things, and then they'll give you a really important item. So that's one thing to know about it. The other thing to know is how the weapon scaling system works. and how the stats work, which is a little bit more complicated, but the main thing to know is that you shouldn't try and level up to have like even stats across the board, because a lot of this game is about specializing and building a character around specific stats. So like right here, my stats are very focused on intelligence, because that's the thing that allows you to do higher magic damage, vigor because that's HP, mind because that's mana, and then a little bit of strength and dexterity, which I started with and which allows me to use certain, like, melee weapons. But I put nothing into endurance, faith, or arcane, because those are stats that aren't really relevant to my character, and if I waste points on those, I could end up, like, with a weaker character as a result. Likewise, you don't really want to worry about leveling intelligence if your plan is to be a swordsman or somebody with, like, melee weapons. So there's, like, a few things like that. But then, as you acquire different weapons, like the crystal knife that I'm using, it will tell you the attributes required and also the attribute scaling. So this has a C for intelligence and a D for strength and dex. That means that the higher your intelligence score is, it's going to deal a little bit more damage, which most weapons won't have. Like a standard sword is just going to be a strength and dexterity weapon, and that's it. Some weapons are just strength, and you can also change what they... Wow, that's a lot of blood. You can also change what they scale with if you have certain skills that you can apply to them, but it's a complex system that is not really like any other RPG other than the ones that have now gone on to imitate games like Dark Souls. Okay, need to be a little closer to this. Good to know that Glintstone Stars can catch him in the air, though. And that he's not super tanky against magic, considering that he's spitting mist everywhere and stuff. So this boss is going to be pretty easy, as long as I'm good at rolling. The soundtrack is pretty great, though. Got me. Just the one time, though. Oh, we got a poise break. Unbelievable. Don't think I'll get to him in time. Nope, I didn't. Almost got clapped for it, too, but hey. Okay, need to heal. Just gonna take it patiently. And now, sadness. Good fight, though. Yeah, we're a little over-leveled for bosses like this, but you can come here super early and have a real hard time, so it's a nice balance, I think. Did you miss Rennala? No, we skipped Rennala. I've not fought Rennala and lived. It ain't happening. At least not right now. Because she's just far too tanky against magic, and I am a magic boy. At least currently. I could do with a bit more vigor, probably higher levels in intelligence, maybe a different weapon, or maybe just more weapon upgrades. But we're going to have to fight Rennala mostly melee, I think. And then maybe a couple of spells to finish her off, just so I feel like I'm not relying on the melee weapon as a crutch over the chosen weapon for this playthrough. Let's go do Dragonkin Soldier while we're here. I figure we may as well. Also, what is this? And also, why have the ancestral followers not showed up yet? There they are. I was wondering. I was curious, you know? Ah! Great glintstone shard! I'm like an anime character. I have to announce my attacks. Not quite as sad as Great Grey Wolf Sif. Yeah, I still know so little about the Dark Souls canon that I don't know the significance. All I know is that I like big dogs. And I cannot lie. That's an Oracle Bubbles thing that we don't really need. I mean, it's nice to have spells, but I also don't think I will use the spells because they require arcane investment, I think. Can you change weapons mid-fight? You can. I typically don't. Slumbering Egg. Also Rennala. Yeah, I typically don't change weapons all that much because it's a little bit tricky to navigate the interface. You can hide bits of the interface to make it simpler. Like if you do this, you can still kind of like open up your inventory whilst you're navigating the world and see a bit more of what's going on, which I think people do a lot in PvP. But, yeah, it's tricky. So this is the other boss of the area. This guy's a bit more dangerous than the Ancestor Spirit, but I'm assuming we're going to be okay as long as I don't just rely on using Rock Blaster. However, I am kind of curious. Think of this as curiosity for a future playthrough. Okay, that works. It's time for your colonoscopy. So that actually went better than it does with my melee character, where my strat is usually like just get behind the crook of one leg and then just like wail on him until you stagger him and then just keep hitting. That spell absolutely rules for quick, slow-moving bosses. So that was an absolute cakewalk I was not expecting. Okay. Now I feel less bad about just going in here and getting this spell for whatever reason. Yeah, I've not done the full mage thing up until now, and I'm getting the sense that that was a mistake. I'm getting the sense that aside from Rennala, there is a solution to a lot of stuff in this game that just involves absolutely murdering it with Glintstone. Okay, we got that. That's great. We can leave now. Don't really feel like tangling with the Claymen more than I need to, and I'm quite low on health, which I didn't realize. Right, so now as... Okay, the crab was making it impossible for me to teleport. As Blythe directed, we're going to go back and see Celavis so he can give us the letter of introduction to Selen, who we've already met. But then she can tell us about Radahn, and we can go and fight Radahn. Will we fight Radahn on the stream? Oh, probably not. Not with the stats I currently have, but I don't know. How tanky is Radahn against magic specifically? The architecture is epic in this game? Sure is. What if we can give Radahn the same treatment we just gave the Dragonkin soldier? Unlikely. He does have a very fast horse. I like the architecture in this game so much I based my Empire's SMP Season 2 base on some architecture from Elden Ring. Even then I didn't really come close, but it was a great source of inspiration. Radahn does a little extra circling, yes. He's not quite as... as immobile as Dragonkin Soldier.
Well, the task was left to you and the mongrel, was it not? Not only are you incompetent, but well, now's as good a time as any. There's a glintstone soul she owes. Ask. I'll write you a letter.
I
know the only thing are we, and I haven't.
Alright, cool. Also, while we're here, we should go and see Padilla, shouldn't we? I forgot about that the first time we came here. Elden Ring VR, but you can explore the map as you please. That'd be fun. Honestly, there's an Elden Ring GeoGuessr which is quite a fun way of exploring the map. There's a site that makes GeoGuessr clones, but for, like, well-known video game maps. Like, you know, the Breath of the Wild map, any kind of, like, open-world thing like that. And Elden Ring is one of them, and I've played it several times, and I'm, as you might expect, reasonably good at it. I don't know what these old fangs are really here for, but... Old fangs for the memories. If you could add fog in Minecraft, it would change a lot of things. Yeah, that's true. If there was fog in, like, specific areas, but not in others, I think that'd be a game changer. How many, Okay, I have enough smithing stones now that I think I can at least level this up one more time, but we do still need some smithing stone 3s.
Oh, you? Other than the pine nut, but a little...
So, he has Carian Retaliation. He also has this shield, which I really like. And he has the map that leads you to the amber thing. He has Celestial Dew. We must buy it. We must buy it. I want to revive Topes this stream. Breath of the Wild has its own canon geoguesser? Yeah. This is another weapon that I'm interested in coming back to because of the arcane scaling. Like, as a standard weapon, it has an arcane scaling of A. That's wild, dude. When I first played, I hit the guy at the beginning as you leave the cave and regretted it badly. Yeah, at some point, I discovered that the item he gives you is called a Vare's Bouquet, which means it is really low down on the list of weapons we're going to get to if we ever get to, like, more than a couple of playthroughs like this. But, man, I'm amused by the fact that that's going to be something we have to do. Just leave the Fringe Folk hero's grave and immediately assassinate Vare. While we're up here, there's a couple of other things we could do. We could go fight the Onyx Lords. We could get the other bits and pieces that are around here. There might even be some smithing stones down that path, so maybe we should do that. Chess with the Fog of War would go hard. That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun. Oh, 404, runes not found. Let's keep this handy so that I can glintstone pebble the guys. Well, the fact that as soon as you enter this area, they go, because I rode past on a horse. Oh, not the wolves, not the wolves. This guy. When I'm main-handing the staff, I always forget that the L2 button doesn't just automatically cast magic. I once had 69 420 runes. Nice, very nice, extremely nice. Oh, I also have I have another memory stone now, don't I? The one from Celavis's tower. Here's the thing, right? I am counting Loretta's sorceries as Carian sorcery because the crest is different. I'm pretty sure it's like a whole separate branch of sorcery in general. But along with cold sorcery and crystal sorcery and gravity magic and stuff, I'm actually exempting those from this playthrough because they're not glintstone. Like, it's the Academy Glintstone Staff. I want it to be glintstone magic, like specifically Rhea Lucaria magic. So I'm going to put Swift Glintstone Shard on here, and I think we're going to fight the Onyx Lord and not overthink it. Because again, like, later on, we'll get, like, some of the Carian weapons will come up. And at that point, surely we have to go like full Carian spellblades. Like, use all of the arches of swords and all that kind of stuff. And so I think at that stage we already want to use Loretta's sorceries for that. Okay, he won. He won that fight. And now he's shooting rocks at me. Of course he is. But yeah, gravity magic is going to be its own thing. We're going to have a time with this game. Oh, yep, no, he won again. This was a guy on whom I learned that the parry skills in this game are honestly really good. Like, Carian retaliation against this guy is pretty fun. It's pretty cool that you can just sidestep a lot of the meteors, though. Dang it. Let me get near you. Who ready to get pebbled? Yeah, that's right, the disrespect. Should have gone with a couple of these. Well, technically that's more magic, but it's more magic I will not be using. It is not Carian. It is not Lucarian. Absolutely not. 4,004 runes not found. You get out of here. Stop looking at me like that. What was my first Elden Ring build? I started as a warrior. I ended up going into more of like an int dex build, Moonveil, a bunch of glintstone sorceries, meteorite staff, I think, for a long time, until I realized that the weapon upgrade system also applied to staves, and meteorite staff is one that you can't upgrade, like it just doesn't let you by design. Do we fight the fox here? I kind of don't want to, but I also kind of want there to be more smithing stones I can use. And I don't know if these guys... I know this is like the Albinauric ashes, yeah. Like, I don't know if the fox over here is guarding a smithing stone or not. So maybe I have to fight it. Maybe I just cast glintstone stars a lot and hope that I don't get one shot or something. Hey. You got some friends here. Wasn't really looking forward to doing the Red Wolf of Radahn fight just again, but you know. Does this one have a big sword, though? Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. No, I dip. I forfeit. I yield. The Golden Rune 3. This was bait. Spoons, thanks for the raid. I leave. I leave now. I'm running. I'm running. I don't want no more of this. Avoid the Albinaurics. I'll avoid the skeletons too. Just get me to a place I can teleport. Round table hold. Easy. Thanks for the raid, Spoons. Hope you had a good stream. We're playing Elden Ring, in which my goal is to complete a playthrough with every weapon in the game from A to Z, in alphabetical order. So we're starting with the Academy Glintstone Staff. It is the first weapon in the game alphabetically. And it's pretty easy to acquire right away, which is good. We still need some Smithing Stone 5 so that we can continue to upgrade it, but the Crystal Knife needs some Smithing Stones 3. And I don't know where to get either of those in terms of, like, good farming spots or anything. They're just going to be, like, around, and we'll pick them up as we go. Like, the catacombs, you get gloveworts from. The caves, the crystal tunnels and stuff, you get the smithing stones from. But I've done most of those right now. We've done all of the stuff in Siofra River. We need to go and see Selen. So that she can tell us about Radahn.
There you are. Shall we commence the lesson?
Oh yeah, we have the Conspector Scroll now as well.
Well, Celevis is not but fine. The stars, but long ago. Now here's if General Radahn were to die, and so too. Is that very well? I'll be sure to never lose.
So that gives us access to Star Shower and Glintstone Comet Shards. I think I might have the capacity to learn both of those, but I don't have the runes. So we need to go and do something that gets me a decent amount of runes. Had fun playing Framing Sim? Fun. Yeah, all the quest lines are sad in this game. I think the only two that end with a somewhat, like, hopeful note are Bok and Raya. And even those aren't especially good. So, there's a couple of Evergaols we can do. I tell you what, we'll go to Temple Quarter. There are no happy endings in Soulsborne games. It's true. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's go fight the Erdtree avatar in southwest and Liurnia. Because there's one in the northeast as well. So we can do that. We can also fight Edgar while we're here, I suppose. Edgar would not be a bad fight. Is this a challenge run, or am I just beating the game with each weapon? I'm beating the game with each weapon and sort of figuring out the challenges as I go. Like in this case, I'm trying to stick just to glintstone sorceries because the staff is such a glintstone sorcery-focused weapon. It doesn't boost glintstone sorceries, but it does kind of imply, because you're using... Well, that could have gone better. You're using the Academy Glintstone Staff. So I'm kind of just sticking to glintstone sorceries and not using, like, the gravity magic or anything else. And that's working out reasonably well so far. I'm not trying to stick to just one weapon, though, because obviously, like, there are some things that just the staff, you kind of need a melee weapon as well. Where can you send a clip? You can send it to me on Discord, I guess. Is it a clip of me saying, Edgar's going to be an okay fight? My hubris now extends to Rock Blaster. I'm also going to tag this Grace, because I think, even though he's invading me, it at least means I can respawn here. There we go. That's a little better. That's more how I expected the first run to go. But now we have the Shabriri grape. We can have all of the raw meat dumplings we can ever feasibly want. It is from this stream? Okay. Can't wait for the Zweihander build. It's a long time from now, I imagine, if we ever get that far. I'm just looking forward to the next playthrough, because at that point it means we haven't just done a playthrough of Elden Ring and called it a day. Okay, so we're going to try this fight. Hello. Yep, okay, this thing still bodies me. I gotta stop relying on Rock Blaster. I think, again, it's too high risk. What were mine and Zloy's weapons when we were playing co-op? What did I end up with in the end? I think I stuck with Lordsworn's Greatsword for a really long time. Then when we fought Rykard, I was using the Blasphemous Blade. And then when we fought Elden Beast and Dragon Lord Zavirax, or whatever his name is. At that point I was using the sword you get from Malekith's Remembrance. Because the Ash of War on that is just too OP. So what I'm learning is I need to stop using Rock Blaster on, like, really hefty enemies. Hey, we got a Cerulean tier, though. That's nice. Blasphemous Blade is so damn good. Yeah, we had that when we fought Malenia. And that worked pretty well. I heard it was a good weapon to use against Malenia, so I thought, sure, go for it. I'm building for Strength Faith anyway. And, yeah, it was pretty solid. So the fun thing about this tower is that it's a puzzle that we can solve with the headgear we're currently wearing, but I don't have the emote for it, because I'm fairly certain you get it from Topes. And for that I have to revive Topes, because I killed him. So let's go to the Church of Vows and attain absolution, and then maybe I'll be able to do Topes' questline. Who is the lost ghost in the background? Occasionally you'll see the ghosts of other players, and it's really designed to show you what other players did in whatever environment you're in case there's, like, an invisible wall, or, you know, you want to see how they fought something or whatever. I really do. I really do need absolution. I killed a man. Does that mean I can't revive Topes? Because I know it's like NPC grievances or whatever, but like a death's permanent? I didn't realize that was a thing. Oh, never mind. Absolution doesn't revive? Ah, see, that's an aspect of it I've never messed with NPCs, so I didn't know. So we'll have to just, like, parkour up the side of this thing instead, but, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's where you get the erudition gestures. You get it from Topes. I should have spoken to him before I killed him. That was my first mistake. Just immediately murdered the guy. But then, yeah, I know that you can, yeah, parkour up the side of this, jump with the horse, get in the tower that way if you can't figure out the spell, but the gesture is just fun, because when you're wearing one of the Ray Lucaria crowns, using the erudition gesture lights up the crown. but it's also the way you can activate the entrance to this tower. That's like the puzzle, because the clue you're given is something about erudition lighting the way. So you have to use the gesture with one of the glintstone crowns on. But yeah, now we know I can't revive Topes, which is a shame because I wanted to use Topes' barrier, but that's something we will have to do in a future playthrough. There are going to be plenty more staff-only playthroughs, including the Astrologer's Staff, which is coming up at some stage soon. We haven't done Albinauric Village at all yet, so that's something we could do. So what's next? What's next? I guess in order to meet Nepheli again, we have to do Albinauric Village anyway. We've got enough runes now that I can at least go back to Selen and buy one of those spells, and we can try it out. We'll see.
There you are. Shall we commence the lesson?
So I can buy Star Shower. I can't buy Glintstone Comet Shard. This is just going to be a better version of Glintstone Stars, which is already pretty good. So I'm going to get that one. And I'm probably going to equip it immediately in place of the other one. Because, like, I need to start leveling my mind stat, but FP cost is going to be pretty trivial after a little while. Was this, you were talking about being able to parkour to get into the castle in your Elden Ring inspired castle? That was in Stormvale. Stormvale has a lot of, like, rooftop sections that you can, like, roll off of places and jump from roof to roof and get in and out of different areas. And, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. A few areas of the game are like that, but Stormvale is probably the most like that. Yeah, I guess let's do the Albinauric Village now. I suppose we should. Yes, any weapon in the game can conceivably be used to beat the final boss. But it's also the case that the final boss is not necessarily going to go down easy. Like, you're not going to get OP with every weapon in the game, but you are going to be able to build with a specific type of damage in mind. Used to games where you have to keep ditching old weapons for new ones. And on your first Elden Ring playthroughs, you do a lot of that anyway. But I think one of the coolest things about this game is that you can stick with one weapon through the entire run. Or you can keep swapping stuff out as long as you understand how your stats work. And you can respec once you've hit a certain point in the game. Not really an option for me right now, because that point in the game requires you to beat Rennala, who is the boss I have not beaten yet. Here she is.
Oh, it's you.
It is me.
Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village?
The left-hand face is looking at her, the right-hand face is not.
The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare made by men. But this time, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them.
Nice. Cool speech. Oh, you know what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, that this leads us to another interesting opportunity. Assassin's Creed Odyssey lets you upgrade weapons as you go. Yeah. Minecraft Dungeons is a little bit like that now, actually. With the newer systems they implemented, you can, like, reforge weapons to have them hit a higher... a higher threshold of levels. Which was not the case when I initially played it. This. It's potentially another weapon option. If we wanted to go with a sword, I think the crystal sword, while I would want to save it for the upcoming playthroughs where you would have, like, crystalline weapons or whatever, I need a bit more strength, but it's a straight sword, which is kind of what the astrologer starts with. You start with a short sword, and it scales with intelligence. It's potentially a little better than the knife we have, although it doesn't do the crit that the knife does. Allowing myself Carian Slicer. In terms of the skills, I wanted to stick to this being a Glintstone sorcery playthrough because otherwise it's going to feel too repetitive later when I do the like a Carian staff playthrough and I'm still using Carian Slicer and things, you know? That's sort of the angle that I'm taking with it. Just bought Minecraft Dungeons because of 50% off, then found out you can't play on Mac. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, at least you have, if you own the game, I mean, you can refund it probably, but if you don't, you can at least own the game, and then if you own a PC in future, you can play it. Immensely satisfying being able to murder that guy from range. I absolutely hated fighting him the first time around. Let's go and see Albus. Let's trigger these events because I don't think it's really a problem at this stage. It's not like I'm going for all quests or whatever, but...
Dear me. I haven't a clue.
Another very Welsh
No
character.
secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. Well... Oh, we're finished. The curse, my beggar. You must keep it out of...
Alright.
If you should meet, then please give... I chosen the medallion only a quaint but for dear. My leg, alas.
Alright. If we didn't see him die, he's not dead, right, chat? Now, do I feel like fighting the Omen Killer? I think I do. My sorceries are too strong for you, traveler. Nice. Felt good. Let's get rid of the dogs first, I think. Is the other one over here somewhere? I think it's like behind the tree or something annoying like that. Oh no, it's down there. Can't quite hit it from this angle, but I think we've aggroed it. There we go. Nice. And now you. Can't dodge this, can you? Oh, he's here now. Yeah. Now, I know what it's like to be Rennala when she's fighting me. Well, he got a little too close. Too close, a little too close. I might go and grab a glass of water in a second. Yeah, almost there. Just a paper cut away from dead. Why you got so many health potions, huh? Who are you, a player? Get wrecked. Nobody expects the swift glintstone shard. My shards are swift, swift, swift. There we go. Didn't really need the runes back, but here we are. Once again, take out the dogs first. That was me rolling back against the cliff. This idiot. One more time. Oh, I thought I managed to catch him without him healing first. There we go. Back. Back, I say. Get pebbled. Might as well do this. Ah, missed. Buried it. There we go. Now then. No roll catching this time. Oh, no, he got me on that last one. That's right, stay at range. I'm fine with you at range. Swift. Had to concentrate there, but we got him. And then we received the worst talisman in the game. The least necessary talisman in the game. And also a view over to where Albus is hiding if it wasn't obvious. Well, GG, I guess. Let's head back to Selen and get that other spell, because I should have enough golden runes that I can just buy it now. Then I'm going to get a drink of water, and then we're going to go to Round Table Hold to make sure that we trigger the invasion there.
There you are. Shall we commence the lesson?
So this is, okay, 12,000... Plenty.
You wish to continue the lesson? Very well.
You can just about see her head above the peak of my little glintstone crown there. So now we have Comet and Glintstone Comet Shard. Charging enhances potency. Yeah, cool. So we have that. We have the entire Glintstone family of sorceries here. Right, I'm going to step away for a second. Just going to quickly go and get a drink. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hello. Alright, I've decided on a course of action. We're back. We're going to, first of all, head to the Round Table Hold and do this bit. Oh, interesting. How about this instead, eh? Also kind of rude, I think, that you only get a fixed amount of heals for this. No, lifesteal fist. I got killed. Unbelievable, dude. First time I've died to that guy. Ever. So let's try that again, shall we? Pretty sure my runes will still be there, right? Oh wait, no, I haven't lost any runes. Invasion, I forgot. That's more like it. Get dunked on, my dude. Legit thought you killed each other. I heard the death sound and I thought, oh, the dagger hit that I just tapped on the shoulder button has connected and I've won. And then I died. Clinging bone. I like how nobody else in the round table hold acknowledges that either, which is always weird. Anyway. Let's go and talk to Gideon about this.
Then I am known as a tarnished. I am you now belong. You'll be after then as you're the inheritors. We of the Godric.
This is literally the first time I've spoken to Gideon because I have nothing to say to him except this.
Oh, and she got rather as his master, but now finished. Ah, yeah. Allow me to find the Albinauric. She hides and she knows.
So this is, of course, the beginning of Find the Albinauric Woman.
Well,
I guess we'll give him Selvis's potion.
Oh, good. You go and see. Just tell him that despite knowing is inevitable.
So then we can progress Selvis's stuff by the sorceries from him, etc., etc. And we don't have to wait until Dung Eater or give the potion to Nepheli. So that's good. Now, I think, unless we've gotten ourselves any more smithing stones, which I don't think we really have, we need 2 more smithing stones to upgrade the staff, right? Yeah, okay, cool. In that case, I think we're going to Caelid. There's obviously a lot of different stuff we could do in Caelid. But I am, what am I, level 55? I have a decent set of sorceries, including some new ones that I'm excited to try out. Can bypass a lot of these dudes. And we're now at the point in the game where we could fight Radahn. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea. But I want to give it a try. Because, like, why not end all of my streams getting my butt handed to me by a major boss? Boy, have I not missed Caelid. Me neither. But, like, if we head down here, we can fight Radahn. There's the cellar here with the 2 pumpkin heads as well. So we could do that. You know what, let's do that as a bit of a warm-up. Because fighting Radahn is going to involve a lot of evasion. And a lot of summoning. The problem here is that by the time I cast this spell, I can't really be behind them anymore. Okay, that one landed, but I'm now very much in a corner. Get absolutely flattened. So yeah, can't really rely on that spell too often. Got some apple and mango juice, you can't beat it. Excuse me. So Glintstone Comet Shard is good. I need to get a little bit more creative with it here and there, though. That's a fun way of getting around the pumpkin defense, is set up this spell and then, like, bait the target into attacking some other way. Ah. Let's quickly heal just so we've got that available to us. Ah! The other guy covered for him there. That was smart teamwork by the pair. Oh, we got a double hit that time though. That's nice. Oh, yikes. Very lucky that we didn't end up absolutely flattened by that. Another, like, hair thin health bar. Okay, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. A couple more and he'll go down regardless of where we hit him. Which is good because it leaves us with only one guy left to deal with. Oh, nice. Oh, that one's good. It hits him from underfoot. Again, I was worried about the risk involved in this one. But if I can get him from an angle when he's no longer attacking me, then I at least get a bit of time to recover. So I think that'll work. I think this is the Wicked Shield, right? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Okie doke. Also occurs to me that I never re-equipped the Radahn icon. And yes, I realized that I nearly just got killed by that flame chariot, but, you know, I survived, so it works out. So, now we can continue on down the road, this awful, awful road. Kill these two guys. Who are fine as long as they don't do pest threads. Because that is the worst, most annoying attack in the game. We're obviously going to have to avoid the dragon. Thank you for Lifesteal Fist. Where's the grace? There's the grace. This is Astray from Caelid Highway or something like that. Yeah, that's the one. We pick our way through this area. Mostly because I want to avoid the dragon. Somewhere around here is the merchant who sells you the anti-scarlet rot medicine as well. Have I gone too far? Oh no, there's the dragon, okay. Alright, we're good. And yeah, at least we can get the map from over here, and then the map is slightly more filled in. I don't want to go to Celia yet. What does this guy have? More stone sword keys, kind of expensive. Rot bone stuff. Hero gear and Solara Vestora's helmet. A note about gravity, which is ironic considering we're about to go fight Radahn. Attempt to fight Radahn, I should say. Don't know how successful any of this is going to be. But at this point the castle is like wide open, so we can teleport in. And that'll be fine. What's going on here, chaps? Fan daggers, nice. Only anti-scarlet rot medicine I need is more scarlet rot. You mad lad. There's also a scarab up there on the cliff that I'm like, what do you have? I forget this one. What you have is a death wish, apparently. Oh, Cragblade, of course. Of course that one has Cragblade. How could I forget? Cragblade, the one-shotter's Ash of Choice. MP Steel, thank you for the 32. Don't know much about the game. Always down for some chill picks commentary. Thank you. Yeah, welcome in. Elden Ring is wild. If you want to see more of this game, by the way, Hypno from Hermitcraft is also playing over on his Twitch channel. Do I have enough of these to get myself... I have nowhere near enough for 8,000 runes. What else can I do that's going to get me 8,000 runes? Just because I don't want to lose all of them to Radahn. And now I have this grace, I can get back here very easily. Are there any bosses I haven't fought? Is there an Evergaol? I don't want to fight the Crucible Knights. Not as an astrologer. There's Aiden, Thief of Fire. I guess there's him. Also the Carian Knight one, maybe. I don't know if it'll get us like 8,000, but it'll get us a decent chunk. It's a boss, you know. So let's go this way. This also gets us a Carian sorcery, which again, I don't think I'll be using, but nice to have them, I guess. Also, Radahn, I think at this point will probably, like, one-shot me, given the amount of health I have, but I want to be able to level up a little bit. And also I can let the summons do some of the work on this fight. Because this isn't an anti-summon playthrough. Never realized this game was so beautiful. It really is. It's such a good-looking game. Right, so this guy naturally is going to be a standard troll fight, which means if we can poise break him, it gets a lot easier. And the rest of the time, he just does massive attacks. But he also has this. There we go. Surge, what's up? Thank you for coming in right as I died. I appreciate it. Hello, friends. Welcome to Elden Ring. The DLC hype is real. What were you up to today, Surge? What were you playing? Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Getting back into Valheim? Oh, nice. Valheim is a game I have not played, but I've heard very good things. When I played Enshrouded for the first time, people said it was really similar to Valheim, so if it's at all similar in terms of quality, then I'm sure you're having a very good time. Speaking of having a very good time, we're here in Elden Ring, and I've set myself a ridiculous challenge that I don't know if I'm ever going to actually follow through with. But the goal here is to do a playthrough for every weapon in Elden Ring in alphabetical order. So I'm starting with the Academy Glintstone Staff, which is the first on the list alphabetically. After this, we would go to the Alabaster Lord's Sword, provided that I don't just keep dying to this guy and we don't get anywhere. Yeah, basically, every time I played Elden Ring, and I've been replaying it a couple of times in recent memory, especially with the hype for the DLC being so new, I found myself just going back to the same playstyles I had done before and unable to break that rut. And so I decided that a challenge like this is the only way I'm really going to see more of what this game has to offer, so I decided, sure, why not? This feels like a multi-month project. I mean, absolutely, yeah. Like, I'm not going to get even one playthrough done before the DLC comes out at this rate, but I don't know, maybe we'll get through a couple. We'll see. Now, I recognize that doing the same thing multiple times and expecting different results is the first sign of madness. However, what you fail to understand is that I'm not doing it the same as last time because I'm dodging better. That's how this works, right? Oh, we actually got a poise break, which is incredibly rare for glintstone sorcery, so I'm going to take advantage of that and stab this man in the helmet. We won! At last I can avenge my honestly kind of embarrassing defeat the first time around. We did it. I have exactly 14,999 runes. The worst number one can have if one is trying to reach a high enough number to level up. Although the runes needed is still, like, ridiculous. So let's try this. That gets us to about 400 over the line. Perfect. Alright. And so now we're going to go and try and fight Starscourge Radahn because I have basically no runes to lose once I level up. And Radahn is, like, the next story boss to beat aside from Rennala, who I am not fighting because I'm a magic user and she's incredibly tanky against magic. Sir D. Hamilton, thank you for the 52 months. Long time no see. Hope you're all having a great day. Hope you're having a good one too. Thank you for sticking around from Surge's Raid. If you aren't, I completely understand. If you got to raid and run, that's all good. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back on Sunday at the latest with another Minecraft stream, in which we'll be finishing up my project on Minecraft SOS, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't know when the Elden Ring stuff is going to be continuing, more or less just when I have time, but I have time now, so it is fun to do. So we have Blythe and Alexander here, both of whom we have met, thankfully, before.
I must admit, I was a little worried, but you must have heard about Starscourge.
Oh yeah, we never went back to see him in Siofra River, but that's fine.
Once more.
Champions! Welcome! Ah, you came.
How delightful. Indeed, I thought I might find you here. By the by, well, to think. But be sure to get...
That's a great way to skip Jaren's dialogue as well. Just talk to Alexander and then skip all of his. Alright.
Are you good and prepared, young chum? The festival begins.
I like how he calls you young chum regardless of the age you pick for your character. Now, enjoy this cutscene.
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture. General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog. Howling at the sky. But now, we must make merry.
And he's like, but now, let's chill. Heartening cry. Right. Let's do this. This week on Elden Ring Survival Guide? I know, right? Who needs chairs? Where are we going? We don't need chairs. Where we're going, by the way, is Valhalla, because this guy is going to absolutely murder me. But at least I will die in battle honorably or something. Yeah, shout out to Leonard, the best horse. Now, we're going to be summoning basically everyone. And then I'm going to be doing Glintstone Comet Shard from the back row and trying not to get one-shot. Is Leonard a breed of horse from Skyrim? Possibly, yes. Alright, we got those. We got this. We got those. We got absolutely flattened, as expected. Now we get the horse. So everyone is here. We need to find Theralina's summon sign as well. Ow, ow, ow. Yep, I'm already down a health flask and a half. I'm not gonna look at him yet. If I don't look at him, he's not gonna hurt me. Okay, everyone else has started the fight. Good. Of course, I have to get close enough to him that the spells will land, and that's part of the problem. But we're doing decent damage. When I can connect, we're doing decent damage. Okay, he's killed Tragoth with that. Yeah, that's the one that you have to be on the horse to avoid. Rough. But once again, I think we can manage this, considering I'm doing like 400 or 500 damage per Comet Shard. And a lot of those didn't land. You're getting another game and having it take over my life this week? Okay, so Radahn is possibly one of the best video gaming experiences I've ever had. Just from a boss fight perspective, this is one of the most cinematic experiences in any video game. Because he's like over there taking pot shots at you from a mile away with gravity-infused arrows. You're summoning literally everybody you've met in the game up to this point to help you. One of them leaves immediately. which is always really funny. And he has these like rains of arrows and stuff that he's firing at you from so far away. Then you get to here, we summon Theralina. I always miss time rolling through these attacks, so... Luckily someone else has drawn his aggro, so I can get away and cast. I'm casting at his back, which is not the greatest position to be in, but could be worse. And my casts are actually landing, which is good. So, once we get him down to half health, the next thing he does is going to be this. Okay, right, he's at maybe a third health. As long as we can survive this part, we should be fine. Where is he? Where is he? Yep, running. Okay. So Lionel and Blythe are still alive. For now. Oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here when the rocks come for me. Oh. Okay, this is not good. Okay, we made it. Yes! Oh! On the second try. Dang. Yeah, I expected that to go a lot worse, so I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Man. That is still one of the coolest fights in any video game, I swear. Like, real good. Oh. When he backs off like that, that's your cue to get on your horse. Because you need to double jump the wave that's coming. You gotta ride that wave, baby. Well, I'm glad we didn't end 2 streams on the trot getting absolutely slaughtered by a boss, but honestly that just goes to prove how good a sorcerer Rennala is, because she is giving me a harder time than Radahn at this stage in the game. Sick. We did it. Yeah, Rykard is an awesome fight as well, but I think Radahn takes it for me. Takes the crown. And then after all of that climactic cutscene, a red mark was made on your map. Thanks. Also, I'm all the way over here. Gosh, that's wild. God, I love that fight, though. What a way to go out for that man. We'll tag the Grace. We'll talk to Blythe. I will spend 70,000 runes, but then we'll wrap up the stream.
Ah, good. I was waiting for you. What a sick way to fight, eh? The glory of the clash is shared. By Radahn. And you. And did you see that afterwards? Falling star right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokran. Where Ranni's fate will be decided. Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth. We'll take up our souls once more. For Mistress Ranni.
Nice. Also, my runes are like over here. The 40 runes I came in with or whatever. 472. Worth having. Let's go briefly talk to Alexander.
Ah, hello there. I, on the other hand...
Oh, I skipped some of the dialogue, sorry.
And as such,
Never mind.
as luck would, if
And you know, who could expect an... Just you wait. Who could expect... Just...
That's the funny part about Alexander. Oh, the Grace is like right here. It's not really that far away. The fun part about Alexander, he introduces himself as the warrior jar, and then you're like, oh, cool. So you're like a jar who's a warrior, and then later it's like, no, actually, I have the bodies of warriors inside me, and that's what makes me strong. I'm a jar containing warriors. Although also that's kind of the same thing. Right. Friends, having defeated Radahn, which means we've unlocked like Nokron and all of the stuff associated with that, we are going to end the stream there. I'm going to send you folks over to somebody else who's out here streaming, one of our friends over on Twitch. And we're going to call it a night. It's been a productive day, both in Minecraft and in Elden Ring, amazingly. So who can we send you off to tonight? Let's see. Oh, Owen is testing some new minigames, apparently. Let's go send you folks over to Owen. Who's our friend from the Minecraft SOS SMP. It looks like he's also just received a raid from somebody else. Who's that? I don't know. Either way, we're going to add another raid